I don't know why I'm doing it with that hand. What an idiot.
Whatever.
Whose idea was this shit show anyway?
I think it was yours.
I quit.
Let the shit show begin.
Welcome to Property Management Uncensored. I am Phil Kazmierzak along with Samantha McKinney. Today we're going to dive right into it and we are going to talk about rental rescue, repairs, upgrades, and ROI. Huge topic in property management.
Yes.
Before we get to that, I'm a little agitated today. Just
Why?
life in general.
Are you on your period?
No, I'm not.
Wait, is it something specific with work? Or I love how you look like you have something to say because you were like,
agitated.
I'm really
I was
today.
going through our rental properties on properties that we should have on the market and showing and things like that. And we have no showings on a particular property because we had to withdraw it because the tenants would not grant us access. So let me talk about this for a second. So I will get it off my chest. So we are very fair with our tenants. We put our properties on the market between 30 and 60 days prior to the tenant moving out. So we have time to turn it. New tenant moves right in. Everyone's happy. We are very lenient. We let the tenants pick the times where the property can be shown. They can decline up to 50% of their showings. This particular tenant had 4 showing requests, declined 2, which is great. 50%, no problem there. The other 2 they approved. And then when the agent, Samantha, shows up, she was not let in the property. And it was really, really annoying.
You know, the way that I let that resonate in my soul, my anger management therapist would be really disappointed in me because I left and man, I was so upset. That was rough. That was rough.
And then the tenant saying, I never approved those showings, but we use an app called Showing Time where everything is documented. I can see that they responded why to the appointment and all that stuff. And now they're getting fined and fined and fined again, and I don't really care.
Yeah, but I just that is it's not okay. Can we also backtrack and that it's not even a resident. It is somebody who is a family member of the resident.
Right.
And the resident wants to be compliant.
Yep.
And I've spoken with multiple times and she feels bad for me. So, no, it's laid out in the contract. I tried to clearly show everybody where they were very incorrect, but
we're going to hear from their lawyer, apparently. I can't wait.
Yeah, no,
we're never going to hear anything, obviously.
No, we're not. Although, wait, can we talk about something for a second? Because I saw an email and I wanted to laugh about it with you this morning, and I didn't get to before I left. And it was somebody, we sent a security deposit disposition letter, and I didn't even get a chance to look at it, but they were like, please send all of your correspondence through my attorney from here on out. Their information is as follows. And it says Barack Obama.
Oh.
Is that a joke?
I did see that one. I saw that one. Yeah.
Is that a joke?
It's obviously a joke.
And it's like White House Lane.
Yeah, and it was. He hasn't. It was at the White House. He hasn't been in office in a while at this point.
Wait, did you see that this morning?
I saw it.
Okay.
Wait,
yeah.
this morning?
Yes.
We got that a few months ago. Is there another person that said this?
Yes. Is there like an attorney named Barack Obama that we're unaware of? Like
that lives in the White House.
Yeah, because So everyone has an attorney until they don't. Because you want to know what? I know that if they actually contacted an attorney, they would look at the contract that is very, very clearly laid out.
Right.
And their approvals of those showings.
Right.
And yeah.
I spent years perfecting our lease.
Yes.
Years. Like I'm sure there's probably a hole in it here and there, but I mean, it's pretty tight.
Barely. We still, even you spent years on it, and we still go through it multiple times a year to make any changes, to make sure that all of our things are up to date with the new and changing laws and the BRLTA and everything. So. Yeah.
We'll be doing that again after this session.
I wouldn't be able to get anything past us, and I'll pull contracts apart.
I know. I love when people come in with the generic leases, and I'm like, oh, this is easy. Like I can get right through this thing.
Well, I'm also that really annoying person, like at the bank, when you sign for a loan, and they're like, yeah, just this means this and this and this, and they're like, just sign here, and I'm like, I'm still gonna read this, buddy.
Oh, absolutely,
nice try.
I'm gonna read that.
I'm that annoying person. They're like, well, this is what it says, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm in property management. Yeah. Okay, I'd like to.
I'm normally on the other side of his desk.
I can't yell at people for not reading their contracts, and then I'm not going to read my contracts.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
That's
how I got into a bad car warranty experience.
You guys, this was just a couple months ago. He should have known better.
I know. The claims process is very clearly laid out in there.
You really thought you were getting a deal with that one too.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, if it would have been what we thought it was going to be, it would have been really great
fine.
for you.
Yeah.
So, did you get a new one?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Probably
No.
just leave it alone.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have got a Mercedes, though. That's your first mistake.
Okay, so we're going to get into the episode now. So let's talk about a repair. Emergency repairs versus regular repairs. So emergencies in the property management field, there are only 3 types of emergencies: fire, flood, and blood. That is it. If it is not in that category, it is not an emergency.
Yeah.
Regardless of, I know you just went grocery shopping yesterday and spent $600 on food and now your refrigerator's not working. Give me a break.
Yeah, I get it. I feel for them. Groceries are expensive. I get it. But that's something that would happen in your own home too.
Exactly. And this is why there's renter's insurance.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going over there every time a leaf falls off your tree, and I'm not raking your yard for you,
Right.
So.
And there's a lot of people that, unfortunately, there's a lot of, in any industry, there's a lot of bad seeds, bad apples. It happens in ours as well. We know that there are realtors or sales agents that are not on the up and up. We know there's landlords that are not on the up and up, and we have to come in and clean those messes up. If there is a legit emergency repair, HVAC, something like that, like you have to be making meaningful progress on that pretty much immediately. Like you can't let someone go all summer without HVAC. That's terrible. Terrible business practice.
I went all summer without HVAC.
I know you did.
And it was terrible.
Yeah.
I would have complained to my property management company.
Absolutely, but you're the owner of this one.
Yeah, I know.
Same here. I would have done the same thing. Same thing with heat in the winter. You have to be making meaningful progress on these things within 24 hours.
Yes.
Obviously, you have to order parts, but this is why we can't use home warranties a lot of times. If it's an HVAC, if it's a full system replacement, we'll go ahead and use it. But if it's not, we'll get someone out there to do it faster.
Yes.
And we'll talk to the owner about that, of course, because
I think a golden rule in property management that I think a lot of people get disconnected from is we have the VRLTA and we have laws that we have to abide by.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we are still human beings. And I still try to treat people in situations the way I would want them to be handled on my end. So even though they're not emergencies, right, we're still going to get to it first thing on Monday. Like we're still going to do our due diligence on it no matter what. But yeah, if one of your burners on your stove isn't working on a Saturday night,
it's the day before Thanksgiving. It's always the day before Thanksgiving.
I swear to God, it does really work like that. It does. But no, and we'll still, even though, things aren't emergencies, we'll still try.
Yeah.
But it's not just us. Contractors don't, work the same on weekends than emergencies.
Right.
Neither do owners, and we're still the liaison.
So AppFolio just came out with which is our software that we use. They just came out with their AI. So we're playing around a little bit with that. I think it's called X-Realm or something like that. But now you can type into there, hey, how long is my work order open in January or whatever? And it'll calculate and it'll tell you, hey, it was 3 days or whatever it is. So that's a new metric that we can use going forward to make sure that we're always getting better. So that is where AI is helping us out.
AI is kind of scary, though.
It can be.
It kind of frightens me, but
it certainly can be. You did talk about you want to be treated as a human, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to do this podcast, because everything with our office is electronic.
Yes.
So we wanted people to see that there's actually like real people behind the processes.
It does seem cold sometimes. I get that, but there are certain things that you have to do to protect yourself, or it's unmanageable.
That's why I posted yesterday. It was before 8 a.m. and I had to type into ChatGPT, make this sound nice. My second most used prompt in ChatGPT, make this sound nice. That. I was like, why are you agitating me before 8 a.m.?
Yeah.
I don't know why people want to do that. When people do put in a work order, everything is governed by the VRLTA, like you said, like when notice is required, when notice is not required. If the tenant puts in the work order, notice is not required for us to go fix it. However, that's a terrible business practice.
Yeah.
Why would you want someone just knocking on your door randomly? And how do you know that they're going to be home? So we schedule all of our work orders. If we need to initiate something, maybe there is an inspection and we need to do a repair, something like that, then we have to give 72 hours notice. So make sure your landlord is following the law.
I also lay out that expectation with every single showing I do.
Yeah.
Every single showing, whether they're going to be a tenant or not, I let them know. We will never, send notice that we're going to be here this day and this time. We will always try to schedule with you first to try to give you that courtesy. If you fail to do that, then at that point you may receive a notice.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. And they can always waive that. They can say, hey, you can come tomorrow instead of 72 hours.
If I send them a notice and they're like, hey, this doesn't work, but this, it usually just prompts them, gives them a little kick in the butt.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we have the goal to get the task accomplished. Let's just get there as easily and painlessly as possible, I guess.
And if you just put it on my calendar, we don't even got to talk about it.
I know.
We don't even got to converse.
Google Calendar is a wonderful thing now that you're using it. Repair versus upgrade. So we're doing inspections of our properties every 6 months, like every property management company should be doing. I know some people over the course of the year, they'll do it after the 3-month mark. I don't really like that much. Some will do it, at the 9-month mark to determine if they want to do a renewal. But then you've gone 9 months without an inspection. You have no idea how the property is. So we just do it at the 6-month mark and make it a little bit easier. But we get these inspection reports back, and we have to talk to the owner and say, okay, do you want to repair this or do you want to upgrade it? Like we have a property where there's countertops are laminate and they're coming apart right now. They've been coming apart for a while. Let's say a while. So, and the owner's been a little
laminate countertops.
Yeah, there's laminate countertops at a property. And the owner's fine with replacing them now at this point because he knows that they've gotten bad. But at some point, a lot of landlords will just try and kick the can down the road a little bit. They don't want to take the expense on a rental property, even if it is a tax deduction.
Yes. We have a turnover right now where me and you both separately went, and I went and I was like, no, the carpets are done. Like, they have to go. And you were like,
I was like, I think they're okay.
So sometimes there's, a fine line between maintenance and, dated versus outdated. But when, you're coming up on things that are.
And the carpets are a year old at this point in 3 of the bedrooms. Or 1 bedroom and a hallway. I can't remember on that particular property, but the tenant was very, very hard on them.
Yes. And there are certain types of carpets that should not be being placed in properties anymore. Why people are still putting, those ones are fine color-wise, but why people are still putting blue carpets and green, I don't understand. It's really beyond me.
Keep it neutral, keep it gray, whatever.
But yeah, we have a property right now, that one, where it's like, is it dated enough that we're going to have, a really difficult time, showing and, at what point do you have to take that plunge?
And there was an owner, we managed a property. It was overpriced. Owner would not reduce, even though he agreed to originally. When it came time, he would not reduce. We told him the carpets needed to replace or be cleaned. We actually paid for the cleaning because he would not actually pay for the carpet cleaning. We withdraw the property from the market. He goes MIA, whatever. Comes back over the weekend and wants us to relist the property at the same price. I told him no, it was $300 overpriced, and he needs to replace the carpeting. Haven't heard from him since.
I know what property you're talking about, too. Yeah.
Did I tell you about that yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I don't
because
know.
I backed it, and I was like, those carpets need to go.
They're terrible.
That property sat forever, and that's the thing is, if you want it, I get it. I get that, a property down the street, rent it, but do you see the inside of it compared to, because you haven't updated anything in 20 years.
The comps on this particular property in that same condo complex are at $2,000 and $1,850. Both are brand new inside, granite, stainless steel, new carpeting, new flooring everywhere. And they've both been on the market over 70 days. And I think one has been the $2,000 one has been withdrawn, relisted already. So it was at least on the market 60 days prior to that. Now it's been on the market another 70 days.
Yep.
So it's overpriced, even in that condition.
And we have some owners who will come back and be like, you know what, Phil and Sam, I know this is my fault. They're like, I know I'm overpriced. I'll just let it sit. I know this is my fault, and they're not mad about it.
Yeah.
But then we have some owners that are like, hey.
I'm right.
Like, why isn't my property renting? And we're like, we have told you 5 times.
I know. And this one, he's probably $300 overpriced if he wanted to list at $2,000 because it's a $1,700.
Nice area.
Place. Great area.
Really pristine, highly sought after area.
Yep.
Not sought after carpeting.
No.
Not sought after countertops.
Yeah. And a lot of it depends on the owner's circumstance. Like, are they looking for a long-term hold? Are they looking for a short-term investment? Like, what are their big picture plans for the property?
But we are still, at the end of the day, talking about lost opportunity cost.
Yep. Yeah.
There is still, whether you're looking at the immediate loss that you would get, versus the longevity, it's, if you really... we're not doing girl math, okay? Like we can do boy math here and like look at the long-term effects of
The real math?
the real math. We can look at the real math here.
Yeah. And one thing that people, for some reason, a lot of actual investment property owners, not just like single family, they own one rental property, but legit, they own several. They don't understand that granite is the norm now. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a $900 a month apartment.
Yeah.
It's granite.
Because you don't ever have to do anything with it after that.
Right.
Like, once that granite's there, it's
going to last. Unless a tenant, drops something on it or something.
You really gotta be. Because I've dropped some stuff on, I got kids, know, and a granite holds up, you really gotta be dropping a whole kid on that thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, granite's nice. I mean, another thing is, get rid of carpets. Do luxury vinyl laminate.
Yep.
It's pretty much scratch proof. It's pretty much waterproof.
Great for pets.
Spend a little bit more money to have good quality things in there so that they last longer.
Absolutely.
If you're going to be, no matter what, you're going to be changing carpets every 3 to 4 years, no matter how well they take care of them. Carpet's carpet. It gets matted. It's dirty.
Especially if there's a turnover every year.
Mm-hmm.
If it's one person, it may last a little bit longer. I've been in my house, 2018 is when I moved in. Was it 2025 now? Mm-hmm. Mine are fine. Like, I don't know what people are doing to carpets.
You are a very cleanly, and you had very, very nice renters too. Yeah. But I don't know. And some people, like, I'm big on taking shoes off when you go in a house. Like, people aren't like that anymore. But I'm like, you're walking outside where people spit and stuff. And like when I had carpets, I wouldn't wear shoes and I would take that rake thing, where you rake your carpet up every couple months. But people don't do the maintenance on them that they're supposed to. No,
they most certainly don't. And one other thing people need to keep in mind are things like carpet and paint. Well, we just talked about carpet, but painting, it's not like a once every 20 years type thing. Especially if it's an investment property and you have turnover regularly, it's really got to be done every 5 to 8 years.
Yes.
Make it look nicer.
And to be honest, I mean, I've lived in my house for 10 years and I have repainted my living room twice already because I mean, the trim, you're vacuuming, you're hitting it, it just, you wipe it and it'll have just upkeep the property,
Otherwise it turns into deferred maintenance. It's going to be a lot more expensive to take care of it later.
Mm-hmm. You're doing showings on it for an extra month because they're like, well, are they going to paint that wall? Can I paint that wall? And
right. There's patch marks all over the place from various tenants over the years.
Yep. And another big thing with painting is the same thing with the carpets. People are still painting their rooms like baby blues and pinks.
Keep it neutral.
Yeah, keep it neutral. Keep it neutral. Or paint it, at the time of just put it back to an earthy green. I had a really did you ever see the Lion King room?
No.
It was like, I'll have to show it to you. That one was a little bit of a workover. And it was funny because with the tenants and the owners, we both talked about it. Like during the pre-list and everything, they were like, I know.
As long as they know.
I was like, King of the Jungle, like right in huge letters.
And sometimes those people, and I don't know this particular case you're talking about, but sometimes those people, they'll have a really weird color scheme. And they're like, but the tenants are not allowed to paint. We love it.
No, yeah. And no, and that was,
with you?
That's why, because I walked into that room and I looked at the owners and I was like, and they were like, no, we know. It's they can get.
I love realistic people. I love it.
No, it was that dark blue, like the foreground, and it had Simba and Mufasa and Scar literally all over.
That was a 90s baby for sure.
Yeah. I mean, my kid would have loved it, but I was like, what if they don't have kids? Like, what do I do with this?
What if they don't have kids? What if it was just for them?
Exactly. I was like, what do I do with this?
All right, we are done with the actual property management section, so we're going to move right on to the rapid fire questions. And this time, Samantha is going to ask me the questions, which I have not seen, and I am sort of dreading this because this is always payback.
Okay, honestly, I feel like I did a pretty good job, although I think you're only going to get 9.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to disappoint just a little bit, keep everybody on their toes.
I'm used to it, trust me. Just a little bit of disappointment.
He told me 10, so I decided to do 9. All right. What is one conspiracy theory that you believe?
Ooh.
That was the one I was thinking about last night. I know.
I think that there is more to the JFK thing than has been publicly released.
Okay. Okay, I had a feeling that you would pick that one or another one.
It could all be legit, but I just think that there's more that they're not telling us.
Okay. If you could live one age again, what would it be and why? What year?
What year? Gosh. Okay, can I change the circumstances, or do I have to live it exactly as it was?
Nope, you can change it. So it can change the trajectory of your life, but if you could go back and redo 1 year, what year would it be?
2018.
Okay, and why? Can you say why? I mean, because obviously you're wanting to change it.
I'm wanting to change it. I just would not have gotten into that particular relationship. It wasn't a bad thing. Like, there are no hard feelings. It was a great living experience. But with the end of a relationship comes with a lot of pain, and I'd rather not have to relive that.
Yeah, and you think about, like, look at all of the other things I could have done with my life.
And money. Shit.
Yeah. I was like, your last question.
I have
What's
a
the
pergola and
dumbest
a hot
thing you've
tub.
ever spent money on? And I was like, man, too much, too long. Okay, what do you think is the worst name you could give a child?
Bertha.
Bertha.
That just popped into my head. Bertha.
Have you ever met somebody named Bertha?
No, I don't think so.
I see some heads shaking in the background. That's unfortunate.
But there was on
I'd
Two
be
and a
like,
Half
call
Men.
me Big Baby B.
Did you ever watch 2.5 Men with Charlie Sheen, and the housekeeper was named Bertha? She was so funny.
Actually, so I've watched bits and pieces, but can we
Great
reel
show.
this in for a second? Charlie Sheen used to be such a hoodlum, and now all humans kind of act like him now. Why was he considered so shitty back in the day? We'd be acting like that every day. You just walk in, you say what you say. Why'd everybody dislike him so much?
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
This is fun.
What's the most ridiculous fact about you?
This is less fun.
I know. A fact.
Ridiculous
Yeah.
fact about me. I get annoyed so easily for absolutely nothing in particular. And that is a fact.
I can tell when you're annoyed by your face or like your response. You won't.
It's my regular face.
You
It's
won't
always
laugh
annoyed.
as hard to my jokes, and I'm like, oh, I'm just not funny today. It's fine.
Yeah.
But no, he'll be.
I have to work these days.
Anger management helps with that, Phil.
I absolutely should be there.
I know, but it's so weird because like you'll go in and you'll be like, this pissed me off, and they'll be like, why? And you're just like, I don't know. It just pissed me off.
Like, you can't change it, so why are you worrying about it? And I'm like, yeah, this is me here.
I know it sounds, but like you really do work through like some weird emotions in there. And I don't want nobody in the comments of this podcast coming up and telling me I need to go back to anger management and that it didn't work or anything. Y'all should have seen me before. I know there's going to be some comments
I went
like,
to therapy. I never went to anger management.
yeah, I know there's going to be some people like, oh, Sam, she didn't go to anger management. She probably didn't even go to therapy. If you lived with yourself but in third person, what would you yell at yourself for daily?
Oh, I would probably say, get out and do something. Because I am so like I like today. I was up at 4:30. I didn't get out of bed until 5. I was at the gym at 5:30. I was at work at 6:55. I think when I get home, I left work here last night at 6. I eat. I watch Netflix or something for like a half hour to an hour, and I get ready to go to bed.
You really have been a hermit.
I know, especially in the winter. I don't like cold, so I don't go out in it.
Yeah, I can't really say anything about
On the weekends,
winter
I'd rather
time.
go paddle boarding or something like that. But winter, hate it.
Yeah.
I do like that it's going to stay sunnier or light out later now.
Yeah, that is nice. I think I'm the kind, I'll put on an outfit in the morning, and if I don't like it, I won't put it back on the hanger. I'll throw it on my bed or like in a basket, and then I'll make like an entire load of laundry for myself to do within the 10 minutes of getting ready for work. And
Why would you do that to yourself?
That's what I'm saying. I would yell at anybody for some shit like that, but I accept it from myself. Disgusting behavior.
You've seen my closet. It's huge, so I've got plenty of
I
place
know
to
I
like
don't have a
hang
closet
stuff.
like that. I'm so jealous of your closet and your bathroom. Your bathroom, that's a woman's dream.
Two chandeliers, soaking tub.
Yeah.
I think my shower's 6x4.
Vaulted ceilings, like beautifully high ceilings.
9x10, 9x9 master closet.
The only
closet.
thing, and I know you thought about this, but I do wish that you would have done like the washer and dryer.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And like,
it would have taken out space of the closet, though.
I know. I thought about this one because of what I sent you the other day, and it made me cackle so hard. If you could invent a reality TV show, what would it be? Or like, what would be the gist of it? Would it be?
Oh, I think it would be something political, and it would be behind the scenes, and you would see how the sausage gets made. You would see how actually everything gets done, because they're all lying about everything all the time.
So then there's nothing like that out there that I can think of. You're more into TV than me, but
there's nothing like that. It would be real like politics. What really happens when they go behind the door and close their office
That's actually really smart. We might be onto something.
I know. They would never do it, because then everyone would find out they're all liars.
I know.
Both sides, they're all liars.
Well, everybody else already knows that. But okay, last one. Who's your favorite coworker?
Oh.
I know you can't answer it.
No, I am going to answer it.
I can quit, though.
I'm going to answer it.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to think about it, but I'm going to answer it.
Nobody can be offended. We're not the offensive type anyways, but if you had to pick.
I have to pick a favorite.
And there's multiple,
There's different reasons for different people.
I know. Because of course I'm your favorite because I do all of the stuff that you don't want to do. Of course, that's why I'm your favorite. I'm sure there's people are your favorite because they're better looking than, they're guys and they're better looking than me. So those are your...
I will say, I will use this on the one. Oh, gosh. Okay. I'm going to say this person because everyone that knows this person absolutely adores and loves this person. Oh, it's going to create some feedback. I don't care. It's Hans.
Okay. All right. Damn it, Hans. He's always getting the high end of the stick. Always. I see what you're saying, though.
Yeah. Hans runs property management.
Yeah, he does. I don't know what I would do. I
know. That's why I'm like, he makes all of our jobs easier.
I guess I would think of it as if somebody tried to quit right now, who would I give a significant, or like, I'd drag him at his leg and be like, please don't leave. I would beg.
From Germany.
And I'm not a
Across
beggar.
the ocean.
I would embarrass myself to keep that man.
I know. He makes everyone's job easier. Everyone's.
Yeah. Shout out to Hans.
He's been with us for 7 or 8 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Now. You gotta be a hell of a guy to put up with my shit for that long.
And to just be so humble.
I know.
And graceful.
Yep.
Like he's just so. I wonder if he's taken anger management.
After working with me, probably.
But that's all I have. But no, I think about that too, because I'm like, if something ever went wrong, because I feel like Hans is like your right hand and Melissa is my right hand.
Exactly.
And I think about that and I'm like, if she ever did something and Phil tried to get rid of my girl with it, I would lose it. I would lose it. I'd be like, you can't break up with her without consulting. Like, we are such a team that
everyone is safe. Mm-hmm. So we don't have to worry about that.
Especially Hans is the favorite. I should have known that. I
know.
He does make your world go round now.
Absolutely.
He does.
All right. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Property Management Uncensored. Catch us again in 2 weeks.